welcome to today's video where we are looking at 3 ways to draw a brain. So the first way we can draw a brain is to draw a brain as if it's got 2 halves, like so. Here's 1/2 and then we're drawing the other side, just a kind of a wobbly line. Don't worry too much about having it exact. And then we just go to a point on the outside of our brain and start drawing in little curvy wiggly lines like so to make it look like a brain. There we go, little ones here and there and a few more. Okay, so that's the first way that we can draw a brain. Just going to grab this, move it over to one side while we look at the second way to draw a brain, which is by starting with the brain stem. And then over here we've got the, ooh, this is not a biology lesson, just as well. I'm trying to remember the different parts of the brain. I think this is the cerebellum. That's about as much detail as we're going to get into here. And then we continue around like so. I'm going to loop that back in there. And for this brain, we're going to go for kind of bumpy lines again, but these are a little bit longer. And these lines, when I do lines like this, it kind of reminds me of when I draw intestines. You'd be amazed how often intestines come up in your work. Okay, a little bit there. So, slightly longer lines. Just a little bit of a different detail for this brain. There we go, brain number 2, looking good. I'll move this up here. And now the third way to draw a brain, we do a kind of a domey shape. Bringing it around like so. A little bit of a step there. And then with this step we kind of bring in another line. So these are the 2 halves of the brain. And again we just start pulling in those lines from the edges. A little bit like drawing a tree. So I draw a tree sometimes. Just a few more here and there. Add detail to our brain. Looking good. So there are our 3 brains. Let's color them in. I'll just move them around a wee bit. There we go. So the first one, how about a nice pink? A lot of pink brains out there. Second one, maybe we'll go a little bit cartoony. And then the third one, if you've ever been to Surgeons Hall Museum in Edinburgh, you'll see brains that are kind of this colour. Oh, see what happened there? I need to just pull that in a bit more so it colours it in. Yeah, they're a bit like that, except slightly more grey, shall we say. So there you have it, 3 ways to draw a brain.